You mentioned the 85-15 split that you got, and there's something called a 360 deal. Can you explain that to the people at home, the difference between the type of deal you got versus the conventional deal that all the other artists were doing at the time?
Yeah, I mean, if you got a deal like I made, then you control everything. A 360 deal, they eat off of everything you got and they control you. And that's probably the worst deal that you could have, which a lot of artists have it. And I know a lot of people don't want to work and put the hard work that I was able to put in. But, you know, you got to decide, do you want a distribution deal? You want to own your company, or you want to be a worker? A 360 deal, it makes you a worker. So you don't control nothing. And everything you do, they get a piece of it. And so that's why I try to educate our culture to that. And guess what? A distribution deal is not for everybody. Like I said, being a boss is not for everybody. Because a lot of us come from the ghetto.
You got to work though. The deal that you got to work. You got to hit. You got to work. You got to hit the road.
You got to work. You got to decide what you want to do. So you got to look at it. Even if you look at right now in the movie business, Will Smith and Denzel Washington make 20 mil a movie. And my thing is, to them, I'm thinking, how come you don't make your own movies? But everybody, you know, they just starting to do that. But I'm just saying, when they were super hot, that you get cool at, okay, well, I'm good at making the 20 mil a movie, but you see what they done grew into. Imagine when they first started. And that's my thing. I was even trying to show Spike Lee that I'm like, man, you know, you older than me and you know the business, but imagine if instead of going to these people, because you already have a fan base for these urban movies. So if you just made the movies yourself, imagine how much bigger. I mean, Spike Lee should probably be like Disney or somebody, but the black version of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we don't want to accept that it's going to take a lot of work. It's not going to be pampering. Like, so the difference with my career, I didn't get all the nice trailers. I didn't get the private jets and all that stuff. I'm working. I'm in and out of planes, regular planes, because I got to get there. I got to keep the budget down, all this type of stuff, because this is my money I'm spending.
Right.
These guys are spending other people's money, but it also makes you lazy too at the same time. Mm-hmm. And so you got to look at that. And it's, like I said, being a boss is not for everybody, because you got to take care of everybody. It's a difference. It's a lot more responsibility. And I get it. Some people just want the pampering. It's like, but guess what? The pampering is going to stop when it don't work. So I was able to keep going because I don't have nobody saying we got to drop Pete from the label because he's not selling the records he used to sell. No, it's like I could grow, move on, get into something else and keep going. But if you look at it, this is like the entertainment world, they dropping people all the time. So when you're not good enough, it's like sports. That's why I say product, I always say sports. You was one of the best at it, but when you can't run and jump like you used to, you gone. They already looking 5 years.
They already
early, like when you the top dog, they looking for somebody else's. I mean, we got this is what we're gonna bring in for Shannon. Like, but if you knew that 5 years ago, you'd have been thinking a whole different way.
Right.
And so that's the part we got to educate this culture to. The ones that want to listen, because they got some of them thinking, oh, well, you know what, I'm gonna be bigger than Pete. It ain't about being bigger than me. Because think about it, at the end of the day, if you just got a record deal or a 360 deal, you're never going to be bigger than me because the money you making is going to be controlled by them. And they controlling where you go and what you do. That's why they give you a big check up front.
Now, you got to don't be worried about being bigger than Pete. Be smarter than Pete. You got to understand.
Yeah, and that's what I want you to. And all you got to do is stop and ask me for that information. I'm going to give it to you because I want you to not have to make the mistakes I made. But I can't do nothing if you just want to go on your own. There's a lot of these artists, man. Let me tell you something. So I was trying to show these guys, like right now, that if they did the right deals with the way social media and all this stuff is going, these guys would be bigger than me, but they got the wrong deal. So they going, instead of putting the work in, the same work you putting in for the record company, imagine if somebody put that in for their own company, what it's going to be. Because you have the power. Once you got a hit record, you can sell anything.
Right. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we always do something for two something.